What's the difference between a connection, a follower, and a subscriber on LinkedIn? First, let's dive into connections. I'm going to use myself as an example. I have almost 1 million followers on LinkedIn. You can have as many followers as you can grow, but I only have 30,000 connections. Not even Tony Robbins or Bill Gates, who have millions and millions of followers on LinkedIn, can have more than 30,000 connections. Now, what's the difference between a connection and a follower? Being first degree connections gives you the ability to direct message that person at any time that you want. When someone is your first degree connection, at some point or another, you had to either accept someone's connection request or you had to send a connection request that someone accepted. This is important, especially if you're a business owner who is looking to grow their personal brand on LinkedIn, because that means you can message any first degree connection with an invitation to a live event, to a webinar, with a freebie that's valuable to them, to just say hello, to show appreciation, to refer someone to them if they are ever hiring, to connect someone who is also in your network with that person. Without being first degree connections with somebody, you cannot message them at your leisure. You only get one opportunity in the beginning, and that's when you send a connection request. But if they don't respond, the subsequent messages would be something called an in-mail. And an in-mail is only available for premium members. The second benefit of someone being a first degree connection on LinkedIn is that you have the ability to invite them to your LinkedIn live events. Whether you're hosting an audio event or a video event, LinkedIn gives you the ability to invite 1,000 first degree connections to your live event per week. If someone is a follower of yours, but is not connected to you, you will not, through the invite feature connected to that event, be able to invite them. These things matter because if you're a business owner, you want the right first degree connections in your network so that when you host your live audio and video events, the right people that you want to attract to achieve your LinkedIn goal actually show up. But if you have the wrong first degree connections, you're inviting a pool of people that may not be your ideal target market. The third benefit of a first degree connection on LinkedIn is that LinkedIn's recent algorithm changes prioritize your content being seen by first degree connections. So everyone who is a first degree connection of yours will be the most likely to see your content most often. The fourth benefit of being first degree connections with someone on LinkedIn is I can leverage my first degree connections to get into contact with someone else. So let's use Shankar as an example. If I go to Shankar's profile, we see that he has 9,827 followers and he has 500 plus connections. If I click the 500 plus connections, I'll be granted access to the list of his connections and the degree. If I wanted to connect with Dr. Brenya, and I'm a first degree connection of hers and Shankar, I could say, hey, Dr. Brenya. And this is true. I've seen her in some of Shankar and Andrea's live events and have heard great things. And then I can click send. So in that example, I leverage Shankar to start the conversation. And this is true. I've seen her in a lot of events and I have heard great things about her. What's the difference between a first, second, and third degree connection on LinkedIn? A first degree connection is someone that you've either accepted their connection request or they've accepted yours. We went over all the benefits of that. The second degree is that they're connected with a first degree connection. If you're connected to me and not Shankar, because Shankar is a first degree connection of mine, he should show as a second degree connection to you. Does that make sense? It should. Again, if you're connected to me, you can message me back and forth. We're first degree connections, but you're not connected to Shankar. Because I'm connected to him, he should show up as a second degree connection to you. The third degree connection are people that are connected to your second degree connection. So in this same example, if you were a second degree connection to Shankar, but a first degree connection to me, all of his connections that you are not connected to would be a third degree connection. I hope that makes sense. Now, this is really important to understand as a business owner because this also aligns with real life. When you launch your business, you may not get support from family or friends or people that know you in your network. They may give you encouraging words, but whether they buy or not is iffy. We've kind of seen this also on LinkedIn, where the first degree connections are very important for that encouragement and that support. But it may actually be second and third degree connections that reach out for consultations and actually become clients. This aligns with the weak tie theory in real life, that a lot of the biggest opportunities in life don't actually come from first degree connections like family and friends. Most of the times, the biggest opportunities in life actually happen through acquaintances or weak ties. You may say, Shanee, well, doesn't that go against why we want the right people in our first degree network for events? Of course, a percentage of them are going to be interested in your offer, but like attracts like. If your clients are lawyers, for example, the more lawyers you have in your network, what's going to happen? The more lawyers that you're going to reach that are second and third degree connections. You want the right people in your first degree network, not necessarily to convert all of them, but to also tap into their second and third degree network, which are usually the same type of people. Now, what is a follower on LinkedIn? A follower is someone who has chosen to click follow on your LinkedIn profile. They'll be more likely to see your content. And the other important thing is that all of your followers will be invited to subscribe to your LinkedIn newsletter if and when you ever launch one. Now, to make the follow option the main option on your profile, all you have to do is turn on creator mode. To do this, you're going to go to your profile. At the bottom here, you're going to see resources. If creator mode is off, all you have to do is click it and follow the steps to turn it on. Now, what is a LinkedIn newsletter subscriber? The people who get an opportunity to become a LinkedIn newsletter subscriber of yours will be your followers, not just your connections. I'm going to use myself as an example again. When I launched my first LinkedIn newsletter, because I have almost 1 million followers, the 29,000 whatever didn't just get the opportunity, but the almost million did, which is why I have more than 425,000 LinkedIn newsletter subscribers across 2 LinkedIn newsletters. So the way that this happens is if I'm following someone on LinkedIn, again, I don't have to be connected to them. I just have to follow them. When they launch their LinkedIn newsletter, I will get the invite. It will look something like this. I'm following them. And because of that, when they launched their newsletter, I got the ability to subscribe to their LinkedIn newsletter. How can you tell if someone is a subscriber to your newsletter? And what does it mean? When someone is subscribed to your LinkedIn newsletter, every single time that you publish an article under that newsletter, they're going to receive a notification that you posted an article inside of LinkedIn. Then, on LinkedIn's behalf, they will also receive the article inside of their inbox. I'm not going to get into the entire details of how to launch a LinkedIn newsletter or how it works. If you want to watch an entire tutorial on that, watch this video, you'll see it up here. But the important thing to note is you also want to grow your following, because the bigger your following on LinkedIn, the more successful your LinkedIn newsletter launch will be. For example, if I have 1,000 followers on LinkedIn and I launch my newsletter, my initial newsletter subscriber launch is going to be between 100 and 200-ish subscribers, because it should be anywhere from 10 to 25% of your following. But Because I had almost 1 million followers, of course, my launches were much bigger. People with more followers on LinkedIn have the ultimate leverage when it comes to launching their LinkedIn newsletter and getting that off the ground. And the way to see who is subscribed to your LinkedIn newsletter is this. You're going to go to your LinkedIn profile. Here, you're going to see posts, newsletter, comments, videos, images, more. So I'm going to click the first newsletter that I had launched. As you can see here, I have 267,537 subscribers. And these are all the subscribers to my newsletter. But again, it just means that they follow and that they got the opportunity to subscribe. It doesn't mean that they're connected, which is why when you look at the screen, that's a second-degree connection, third-degree connection, second, third. This is important to note because your main content that posts to your feed and your live events, they're mainly reaching and visible to first-degree connections. But when it comes to filling the gap and reaching second and third-degree connections, that's where LinkedIn newsletters come in. And again, if you want to watch that tutorial, just click the video right here. I hope I answered your question. If you have more, just put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer every single one of your LinkedIn or online business related questions. God bless you and look forward to the next video. Ciao.